Hello, I'm Lugog TV, and I lost my max cape after only 24 days, thanks to Invention. However, I'm still psyched about it and hope you can learn a thing or two from this guide on Invention. Invention is the first elite skill to be released into the game. To train Invention, you need the prerequisites of 80 divination, crafting, and smithing. Like Dungeoneering, it has a max level of 120, where it also doesn't follow the traditional experience needed to level. For 99 Invention, you need 36 million experience, and halfway is level 83 at 17 million experience, where traditionally it's 13 million experience for 99 and 91 is halfway. You train Invention by disassembling items to receive materials, which I will refer to as components, augmenting your items, leveling your augmented items, and many other ways. You begin training Invention at the Invention Guild, found on the south side of Ice Mountain or northeast from the Falador Lodestone. Starting off, speak with Doc, who's a dwarf found in the guild. Complete his tutorial and pay attention to it. This alone might already help you understand the skill. You can revisit the tutorial if you ever want by right-clicking him and selecting the option to do so. However, you're about to get Lugog's in-depth tutorial, so sit down, buckle up, cause here we go. Invention is essentially about augmenting your items. That is truthfully the end goal. Augmentation means making something greater, and so one could deduce that the purpose for Invention is to make your weapons and armor greater. Augmenting items can be broken down into doing research and making devices, which are both done at the Inventor's Workbench in the Invention Guild. Research is very simple. You use a new value known as inspiration to invent blueprints to conduct your research. You gain inspiration by doing just about anything. If you do Doc's tutorial, you'll notice flashy explosions saying that you've gained so much inspiration. It's kinda hard to miss. After reaching an on-screen level, you'll discover new blueprints where you can use inspiration to create them. You do this by clicking the western half of the Inventor's Workbench and proceed to create a prototype by first selecting a combination of 5 modules, whereas only one combination will work successfully. Simply plug and play until you get it right. After you select the 5 modules which work, you'll proceed to the last screen for creating the prototype. There is an optimized order that you can put the modules into, and the optimized order is unknown, so you'll have to try and find it. The worst optimization is poor, while the best is perfect. Aim for perfect or excellent, but if you're having a hard time, you can settle with good. The only thing that changes with the level of optimization is how much inspiration is required to create the prototype. That's it. However, congratulations on completing your research. Devices are actually also very simple. Like your research, you need a new value called components, as we've mentioned before, to make the devices needed to augment your items, and are unlocked also by reaching the levels on screen. The basic devices you'll want to familiarize yourself with are augmenters, gizmos, divine chargers, and dissolvers. Augmentors are the devices you make then attach to your items so that you can add gizmos to them. Gizmos are the perks you add to your item, and gizmo dissolvers remove the perks from your item so that you can add others. There are also equipment dissolvers, which destroy the augmented item but keep the gizmos. The perks on items degrade, just like chaotics or Nex armor sets and the like, and to recharge the perk, you can use divine chargers on them. So imagine, if you will, you have a car without cup holders. That's your item. You put in a cup holder yourself. That's your augmentation. You put in a cup of your favorite beverage into the cup holder. That's your gizmo, which gives you your perk, which is the actual liquid inside the cup. And after you've finished your delicious beverage, you refill it. That's your divine charge. The controversial part of Invention is that you need components to make devices. You need X amount of respective divination energies, 200 base parts, and 50 enchanting components just to make the augmenter alone. Let's quickly talk components. With Invention came 2 new spells introduced into the normal spellbook, Analyze and Disassemble. You can analyze any item to see what components, if any, they'll potentially give you if you were to disassemble it. The material analysis screen will show you the likelihood of receiving junk, which is a useless component, as well as the other possible components if you successfully disassemble it. Some items, when disassembled, will give multiple components. such as any 4-dose potion, which will give a random combination of 4 of the possible components. But sadly, the screen doesn't tell you how many components you'll receive from one item, so you'll just have to do it. Just do it. Visiting various NPC stores and buying out their items is also a great idea, but I'm not positive which are best, so you could ask around. Also, you can disassemble notes, so make sure to do that, as well as treasure trail items, such as trimmed armors, for a chance at fortunate components. I don't know what they're for, but just so you know. You can also see which components you receive from disassembly by unfiltering your game settings. Told you I'd include it, Kev. After you've made your augmentor, use it on a compatible item of your choice. But note, an augmented item becomes untradeable until it loses its augment, and I am unsure how to unaugment an item as of making this guide. The Gizmo Dissolver device unlocked at level 8 removes 1 perk from your item, and the Equipment Dissolver device unlocked at level 16 saves the perk but destroys your item, so neither of them actually unaugments your item for future use. There are ways to do this, I'm just not certain of them right now. Then create a Weapon Gizmo, level 3, or an Armor Gizmo at level 16, dependent on what item you want to augment. Then, charge the gizmo by clicking on it and filling in the 5 boxes with components. Here's where it gets a little tricky. Different components offer different perks. Perks can be either negative or positive and should be taken into consideration when creating your gizmo. You can see a list of perks clicking here or the link included in the video's description below. After making your perk, add it to your augmented item, and bam! Your item is now perkified. Remember though, the perk will only be active while the augmentation has charges. In addition to Invention allowing you to add perks to your items, you can also level set items. At level 99 Invention, you can level an item up to level 20, but until then, you can only level up items to level 5 until an Invention level I'm not certain of, whereas it increases to level 10. You level up an item by using it in combat, and the experience gain is based on how much damage you do, so you'll level up a Noxious Longbow faster than a Yew Shield Bow because of the differences in effectiveness. Got it? Additionally, at every subsequent level, your weapon unlocks a new effect, shown here on the screen. At this moment, not so much is known on the best ways to level up Invention. Still, I've noticed 3 primary ways of gaining experience. The first method, which everybody does and which everybody associates with Invention, is disassembling. Every item when disassembled gives a minute amount of experience. I believe this to be similar to decanting or cleaning herbs, as you do in herb lore. It has been noted that crossbow stocks, short bows, and shield bows, specifically magic log variants, give a significantly larger amount of experience than other items. However, it has been noted by the Jagex team that this was a mistake and will be fixed, so get to them quick if you can. The second method is creating devices, as they give large amounts of experience but also requires a lot of various components, which can become pretty expensive if you're buying the items to disassemble. And the last method is leveling up augmented items and retrieving experience from them. I'm not certain how much experience you gain from leveling items yet, as I haven't tried since I've been slaving over this guide all day, but I predict that this method is meant to be the primary method of a leveling Invention. However, remember, Invention only came out today for those watching while this video was uploaded, so new methods are going to be devised. Don't hate this skill just yet because you think it's an item sync first and foremost. I see it as another way to further customize weaponry and armor, and I'm looking forward to seeing just what will come of this skill in the upcoming weeks. Thank you for watching, and God bless.